Hey guys! So today I'm going to be reviewing Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Seanan McGuire. So Down Among the Sticks and Bones is a prequel to Every Heart a Doorway. It follows Jack and Jill through before they're born until when they leave their world. So it follows them entering the world that is called the Moors, and it ends with them leaving the world, as they obviously do because they're in the first book and this is a prequel, so I don't feel like that's really a spoiler. So anyway, the world that they go to is called the Moors, like I said, and it's basically where most of the book takes place, and it's considered a high logic and high wicked world if you go back to the first book's scale of rating the worlds. And it's a really cool world, and I love the world building in the book. I think it's fantastic, and I don't want to give too much of it away, so I'm not going to go into the specific details about what it's like, aside from the fact that it's high logic and high wicked, which won't mean much to you if you haven't read the first book. But I'm assuming you've read the first book, or at least watched my first book review, because if not, I'll link that up there. But anyway, so I really liked the book, and I thought the pacing could be a little slow at times, but not to the point where I thought I was bored. It wasn't like that. It was slower than the first book, and so I didn't like it as much as I liked the first book in that regard, but the writing in this book was phenomenal, and I think it was probably better than it was in the first book, as sequels usually are. Usually you get your first book, and then the writing improves for the second book. That's normally how it goes. But anyway, so the writing was amazing, and I absolutely loved the writing style. It references the fact that it's a story, and I just really like that. I like when things know that they're what they are, so I like that it knew that it was telling a story. The writing style acknowledged that it was telling a story in the book, and I just thought that was really cool. Like I said, overall I think I prefer the first one, but that just maybe because Nancy is ace, and and there's a trans guy whose name I forgot. Cade, I think is his name. And so, yeah, I might be a little biased because of that. But overall, I think these are actually two completely separate books. Not that they can be read on their own this. I mean, you could read this on its own, but it wouldn't make as much sense as it would if you'd read the first one. So, they're different in the fact that, the plots are completely different. The first one is a murder mystery, obviously, and this one is more of, just what happens throughout their lifetime. I wouldn't call it a coming-of-age story, but, just it details what happens throughout their life. Oh, also, there is queer rep in this book, but I forgot to mention it until now because it's the last thing on my list. So yeah, sorry about that, but there is queer rep in this book, and it is pretty quality, if I do say so myself. I mean, the reason why I say I like the first book more, and maybe because of the queer rep in that book, is because I relate to that queer rep more. The queer rep in this book, I didn't necessarily super relate to, but it was still quality work. And the first one just got me because it got two aspects of my identity in two different characters that I hella related to. So there's that. So to recap, the writing is incredible, and there's queer rep in this book. So those are two reasons why you should read it if you've read the first one. Now, if you haven't read the first one, go back and read the first one, and then read this one, because both are great. And I can't wait to get to the third one. It's literally the next thing I'm going to read, and look forward to a review on that. And anyway, that is all I have to say, so I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.